What's up guys, the guy in this picture is Sifiso Mkhwanazi. He is South Africa's most youngest serial killer, whom at the age of 21 had killed 6 people within the time frame of 6 weeks. And all of the 6 people happens to be sex workers. His serial killing spree came to an end when the police discovered the dead body of a missing sex worker in his father's panabaiting shop, right at Main Village in the central business district of Johannesburg, South Africa. The police further carried their investigation and discovered other 5 dead bodies of sex workers in the dumpster of his father's panabaiting shop, and they were already decomposed and smelling so badly. So before we get into this crime story proper, I'd like for you to subscribe, like, comment and share. Please subscribe so that we can get up to 1,000 subscriptions, and do not forget to like by that this video can go viral, and also do not forget to share with your family members and friends to create awareness about these true crime stories. And also guys, click the link at the comment section to watch another important true crime story like these. Thank you. Guys, before we get into this true crime story proper, let me first of all define what a serial killer is. A serial killer is a person who had killed more than 3 people within a time span of a month and cannot give any proper motive or proper reason for the killing of these persons. And so this definition of a serial killer fits into the serial killing of Sifiso Mkhwanazi, who had killed 6 persons within the time frame of 6 weeks and cannot give any proper reason for the killing of these 6 persons. 21-year-old Sifiso Mkhwanazi was born in 2001 in Johannesburg, South Africa. Both of his parents' names are not being mentioned in the news report. Also, the news report didn't give us anything about his early life as a child. How was he raised as a child? Was he raised in a single parent home or in a nuclear family home where you have a father and a mother? Or was he sexually abused as a child? Or was he physically abused as a child by his parents or by his uncle, by whoever who was his guardian at the time of him growing up, which have affected his state of mind that had pushed him to kill the 6 persons who happens to be sex workers? All we know about him that his dad, whose name wasn't given, gave him his panabaiting shop for him to be using time to time, since as his dad was a retired mechanic and he wasn't using the panabaiting shop, and his son was an upcoming mechanic, so he gave his son his panabaiting shop for his son to be using time to time to do his mechanical works. But instead, Sifiso Mkhwanazi will use this panabaiting shop to lure women to come inside the panabaiting shop, have sex with them, rape some of them, then furthermore kill them. And he would do this in every week. He did all of this without the knowing of his father. There are so many people online saying that his father had a hand in it, and there is no way his father will be in the house and his son will be luring in sex workers night after night and have sex with them, then kill them without his father knowing. So it was on the 2nd of October 2022 when sex workers at Johannesburg placed a complaint at the desk of the police department in Johannesburg, reporting a missing sex worker friend who had left with a client and never did return. Upon receiving the complaint of a missing person, the Johannesburg police kickstarted their investigation on the matter. It was on the 6th of October 2022 when the boss called the city garbage cleaners to come over to Sifiso Mkhwanazi's father's place because of a pungent, strong smell coming out of the panabaiting shop, which was closer to the boundaries of their house. The city garbage cleaners came over to Sifiso Mkhwanazi's father's place to look into what was in that panabaiting shop, which was smelling throughout the entire neighborhood. When they came over to the place, they saw Sifiso Mkhwanazi's father, but Sifiso Mkhwanazi himself wasn't around. His father gave them the right to go over to the panabaiting place and look into where the pungent smell was coming from and what had died or what was causing the pungent smell. And when they got there, they saw a dead body of a woman. They immediately contacted the police, and the police came over to carry out their investigation. Then realized that there was a reported case of a missing sex worker, and they started carrying out their investigation. The dress which was on the dead body of the sex worker woman who was found at the panabaiting shop matched the dress of the person who was declared missing. The police started carrying out their investigation and asked Sifiso Mkhwanazi's father who was behind the death of the sex worker, and he said he had nothing to do with it, that the panabaiting shop was a shop which he had given to his son, since as he was already a retired mechanic and his young son was an upcoming mechanic, so he gave him the panabaiting shop for him to use the panabaiting shop to do his mechanical works. The police went further and arrested Sifiso and started questioning him about the death of the sex worker, but he refused. The sex workers who had reported their missing sex worker friend to the police, identified Sifiso Mkhwanazi, that their friend who had gotten missing left with Sifiso Mkhwanazi around 8 p.m. at night and did not return since then. Then other sex workers started saying that Sifiso Mkhwanazi had always come there within the past 5 weeks picking up sex workers to his house. None of the 5 sex workers which he had picked up ever returned. So the police went over to the panabaiting shop and started carrying out the investigation again. Then saw the dead body of 3 women in the dumpster at the panabaiting shop, and also saw the dead body of 2 women behind the panabaiting shop. And these dead bodies were already decomposed. The police immediately arrested Sifiso Mkhwanazi. He was immediately charged in court. So guys, this is crazy. This is a 21-year-old serial killer. A 21-year-old serial killer who had killed 6 persons within the time frame of 6 weeks. Meaning each week he kills a person out of the 6 weeks. It's crazy. For a 21-year-old, it's unbelievable for a 21-year-old. How did they even get the mentality of killing people? Where the thought of killing someone comes from? To kill all 6 of them within each week and not be scared of the police noticing you, and not be scared of your father discovering you that you've killed people, and not be scared of the consequences of killing someone, because whoever kills a person for the first time is always scared of the consequences. Now, if you go further and kill for a second time, you're scared of the consequences. What if you're being caught and you've been sent in prison or face the death penalty for killing 2 people? Then if you go further to kill the 3rd, the 4th, the 6th, that means you are a heartless, criminal, evil person. I have nothing more to say about Sifiso Mkhwanazi. All I know is Sifiso Mkhwanazi is a demonic possessed person to kill up to 6 sex workers within the time frame of 6 weeks. That is a demonic person. Now, I want to say this. I think his father has got a hand in it. But the police are saying his father has got nothing to do with the death of the 6 workers, or his father didn't know that his son had been killing these sex workers. But how can we explain that his father owns a house and he gave his son a panabaiting shop, and there were 6 dead bodies which were already smelling throughout, decomposed and smelling throughout that panabaiting shop? But his father, who is in the house, who didn't take a leave out of work, who is retired and always in the house, did not even scent the pungent smell coming from the panabaiting shop, but the neighbors were the ones who sent the pungent smell coming from the panabaiting shop. So it is crazy. I think his father knew about his son's, killing rampage, and I think his father, is an accomplice. I would just say that his father is an accomplice, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense to think that his father has got nothing to do with the death of the 6 workers. Like, he was not the one who called the garbage cleaning team that there was a pungent smell coming out of that panabaiting shop, and I want you guys to look into it. What is dead all over the place? What is going on that is causing all this smell? But the neighbors were the ones. So how can you be retired, be in your house every single day, and you did not get any pungent smell coming from a panabaiting shop, but the neighbors were the ones who got this pungent smell of dead bodies in your panabaiting shop? So I think his father has got a hand in it. That is my take on this. What do you all guys think? I'd like to get your thoughts down at the comment section. Now, South Africa has got the highest rate of femicide in the whole wide world. It is ranked as the number 3 in the whole wide. South Africa has got the highest rate of femicide in the whole entire African continent. It is ranked as the number 1 in the African continent and number 2 in the whole wide world. It is said that in the year 2023 alone, it is said that in the first 6 months, of the year 2023 alone, it is said that in the first 6 months of the year 2023 alone, 10,000 rapes have been reported to the police. 10,000 rapes have been reported to the South African police, and also 4,000 women have been killed through gender-based violence. So South Africa is not a safe place for women, according to the United Nations statistics. According to the United Nations, South Africa is not a safe. South Africa is not a safe place. South Africa is not a safe place. South Africa is not a safe place for women, according to the United States femicide. According to the United Nations femicide organization counting. Femicide counting organization.